Life in New York is heaven for blind dad and devoted daughter. In December 2017, a blind father and his precocious daughter fled a troubled southern past in hopes of a better life in New York City. With a little bit of help, Jason Harrell and 12-year-old Heaven found exactly what they sought. "We're the best team," says a happy Heaven, flashing a thumbs up about their unlikely and triumphant trip. Their trip north came from necessity. The Harrells were living. A helping hand from relatives in North Carolina turned into a gut punch for Jason and his little girl. The two relocated. The family members were partly motivated by a chance to get their hands on Jason's supplementary security income money, and they treated each other and the new arrivals with a lack of respect, recalled the 53-year-old Harrell. "I saw they were violent and abusive to each other," he recounted. The tipping point came when Heaven's older half-brother, executing a wrestling move he'd seen on TV, broke her arm and cracked her shoulder so severely that she needed surgery. The unsympathetic, "I just assumed someone would call from where we were staying to see how she was doing."
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.